We cannot direct the winds, but we can adjust our sails. Hi, everybody. Anthony D. Fowler here. Welcome to Data Coaching with Anthony D. This is a plaque. All right, I've got a reverse image here. There we go. This is a plaque I keep on the wall in my office. It was given to me by a coworker a couple of years ago. It's one that I really enjoy. Um, we cannot direct the winds, but we can adjust our sails. To me, what that says is that we can't always pick what happens to us, but we are allowed to pick what it means to us and how we can adapt and adjust our life to the things that happen to us when we select meaning and things of that nature. I'm reminded of a story. There's these three guys up hiking in the mountains. They're way, way up in the mountains, farther than they've ever hiked before. As they come out of the forest into this little grove of trees, they find themselves surrounded by Native Americans in full war regalia. And they're captured and blindfolded and thrown onto horses and taken miles and miles away from where they were. And when they're finally have their blindfolds removed, they're in the camp of this tribe. And they're tied up and put in front of the chief, and the chief comes out of his teepee and asks that they be untied. And in perfect English, he says, "Now, he says our tribe has been up in these mountains forever. In fact, we're a tribe that the white man invasion never found. We've been able to infiltrate the white man ways. We have all of your education, and we've lasted hundreds of years up here without being discovered. And ordinarily, when somebody stumbles into our area, we'll give them a drug to create temporary short-term amnesia, and then we'll take them back down the mountain and get rid of any evidence that we were ever here. So the problem we have is we've been in this location for so long, and the world is closing in on us so fast that our food sources are drying up, and we're running out of deer in these mountains. And normally we use the deer hides to make canoes and supplement uh, our diet with fish and with plant life from the other side of the lake. But we've not been able to do that because of the lack of deer, and our canoes have been damaged. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to use your hides to make canoes out of. Now, since it really isn't your fault that you found us, and it really isn't your fault that we're out of canoes, I'm going to give you an opportunity to select your own method of death. If you can come up with a means to kill you that we don't have, then we'll give you the amnesia drug and we'll turn you loose. So here's the first guy. He says, how do you want to be killed? The guy says, well, I want to be killed with King Arthur's sword, Excalibur. Chief thinks for a minute. Let's see, King Arthur's sword, King Arthur's sword. Hang on just a minute. And he ducks down in the teepee, and you hear him rummaging around. And a few minutes later, he comes out, and he's got Excalibur. And so they give Excalibur to the braves that are there, and they take the guy off to kill him and take him to the canoe hut, have him beheaded, and have a canoe made out of him. So the second guy gets up there, and he says, well, I want to be killed by the same gun that killed Abraham Lincoln. And the chief pulls back his robe, and he pulls out a pistol, and he says, well, I have that right here. So he gives it to the braves, and they take him off to the canoe hut, and I'm sure they'll shoot him in the head so they don't damage the hide. And the third guy gets up there, and he's thinking, and he's thinking, and he's thinking, and the chief says, come on, we haven't got all day, let's get on with this. Finally, the guy says, do you have a fork? The chief says, a what? He says, a fork, like what you eat with. The chief wanders over to the picnic table, and he comes back a minute later. He says, you mean like this one? The guy says, exactly like that one. He snatches it away from the chief, and he says, ain't nobody going to make a canoe out of my hide. So In that situation, the last guy certainly was not directing the winds, but he absolutely took opportunity to adjust his sails. Let me know what you think. Have you ever been in a situation, I mean, not where you're faced with having a canoe made out of your hide, but a situation where you've had to adapt or improvise or adjust your sails to compensate for an unexpected wind? Um, Give me some comments below. Let me know what you think. Appreciate you watching, and take care.